Hi, I'm Phillip Vanderpool, and join me this week at Powder River Outfitters in the Big Sky Country, Montana. Right here, right there. Right there is why I love what I do. How many times you get to see a great horned owl sitting up there, silhouetted.
He was two yards. I could have touched him.
God has blessed me with some incredible hunts. Double dog, baby. As my daddy always said, never forget where you came from. Dominator 365 is brought to you by Elite Archery, Hawk Optics, Realtree, MMC Armory, the Tattletale Decoy, Dual Game Calls, Solid Broadheads, Scott Releases, CBE Sights, Dominator Toothbrush, and Winner's Choice Bowstrings.
All right, Brandon. Go ahead and give a shout out if I remember right there. Went to one of our favorite locating spots. Brandon threw in a dual diaphragm, yelped a couple times, and one hammered right down there in the bottom. Me and Brandon, we're scrambling around. We got turkeys gobbling. I get the hen decoy out, set her out in the logging road, and sitting pretty right behind her is old B Mobile. Did a little sweet talking with my dual diaphragm. A couple minutes later, he's coming. And then I see another head, one looker and one strutter. And I'm thinking, oh yeah, this is about to get good. And I'm thinking, oh no, you gotta be kidding me. I'm not gonna kill this bird. And just as he went behind the decoys, he stepped into a shooting lane, meeting the bead at the end of my barrel. Probably a 4 or 5 minute hunt once we heard him gobble. It was awesome. Been hunting here with Brandon Doherty on his farm. He's kind enough to run the camera for me. Me and him been switching back and forth. This is Dominator 365, right here online. Thanks for coming along. I mean, these things are sharp, and when he was coming, he was 2 feet away from me.
Now, first of all, Powder River Outfitters, I've deer hunted out here the last 3 years in a row, and I'm 100%.
Right.
That is what we came to Montana Powder River Outfitters for. And this is my first time turkey hunting, but let me just tell you, I saw them in the fall, I know they're here. First stop, Powder River Taxidermy. We got to stop down there and get our hunting license. Now, this is not just your average taxidermy shop. You've got to check it out.
Grand total is 110.
That's everything on it, right? Gun, bow, doesn't matter, right?
Nope, don't matter. Shotgun or archery only, no rifle.
Well, wouldn't you know it, weather conditions once again canceled the first day's hunt. They had snow 3 days before, and on top of that, it's rained every single day. Welcome to a good windy afternoon here in Big Sky Country, Montana. Hey, afternoon hunt. We've got a game plan. We're gonna go back down along the river here, Powder River. I'm gonna ease back around and try to get set back up in this pocket and set the decoys up and do a little calling. We're thinking that these gobblers and hens are back in here. We heard them across the river this morning. Stay with us. Maybe we can pull it out of the hat here at Powder River Outfitters. Let's go. Look here, buddy. Look here. That's this year's bub. Old sad daddy. That's pretty cool, Don. We're ready to rock and roll. Well, Don and I get everything set up, and I'm telling you, we're in this hidden valley. It's beautiful, and we think we're gonna close the deal. Well, all of a sudden, I yelp a little bit, a couple times, nothing. I looked at Don, I said, Don, I gotta go up top of the hill where I can get some signal. You gotta understand, phone signal is just something you don't have much of. I come back off that hill, Don is over there shaking his head saying, dude, you missed it.
Doggone it, Phillip. Crap. She should have been here. Gosh.
Did he gobble strut for you right here?
Yep.
Well, folks, wouldn't y'all know it? I have to go up and make an urgent phone call, do some emailing. The only place I had signal up here. Finally have a gobbler come in, and Don says he stood up there and gobbled and strutted. And guess who was up at the top of the hill, didn't know what was going on? Bella's laying over here waiting for her company. Dang. Well, that night, as we're sitting around chilling, it's time for a new game plan. Well, Travis got with Doug, and they worked out a new plan for a new area, which is going to have to put us to getting up at 2:45 a.m. Son, right there is why I love what I do. How many times you get to see a great horned owl sitting up there, silhouetted. That's pretty awesome. They're not the actual hoot owl, the barred owl, but man. Right here. Finally, we get a turkey gobbling 11 miles across the canyons, and guess what? He's on property we can't hunt. Sure enough, we're driving down the road, and there's 5 turkeys off to our left. We're gonna try to get around in front of them right here. Okay, there they are. Big gobbler in the back. Well, old Don gets that camera out the window there, and sure enough, it looks like there's a long beard, 3 jakes, and a hen. Now it's time to make a game plan, and quick. We play the terrain, get the vehicle parked. Now it's time to get down in the ditches and crawl back up and set up and see if we can't get ahead of these turkeys. Well, the day before, Doug had took us down by and showed us an old school bus, and it looked like a great place to set up. And that's exactly where Don and I were headed.
Pretty easy, Don. We have to get them pretty close.
Next thing you know, old Don says, hey, they're coming out right here in front of us out here. They're about 400 or 500 yards away. And what was so cool is when they came out, that old big gobbler, he started bumping those jakes around, and he was putting on a show out there, and the hen was slipping off from him. Here's something to remember. If you ever see the hen kind of trying to get away from them and the gobbler's still strutting around there, distract him. Do lots of calling, excited yelping and stuff, and let her get plumb out of sight. That way he won't know where to go. This is where good camouflage plays a major part in this hunt. Old Don gets back there, he's actually standing up with the camera. He's utilizing some cedars there in front of him, but man, does it work. Well, the gobblers are coming in on a string. You couldn't ask for anything any better. And keep in mind, I'm just sitting there watching, and I can't hardly see anything. I've got a cedar, I've got myself almost totally blocked. I'm just relying on the decoy to do the job. Now, Don Palmer is at least 6'2", and he's standing up. Well, I'm sitting down, so he's at least 6 foot taller than I am, and he's getting a whole lot better view of the turkeys. The gobblers get up there, and the old big gobbler who was in the lead, All of a sudden he stops. Now he's looking at the decoy, and I've got him and I've got another head lined up, and I've got a hole about that big around to shoot through that cedar tree.
Don, you got it?
Hey, it's time to kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Got it, buddy! Woo!
Buddy, 1 shot, buddy, 2 gobblers down. Montana, big sky country, and that's the good thing about having 2 tags, and you can shoot them both in 1 day. Old Bella banged, 2 gobblers went to flopping. The color on this old boy, look at the colors. This is what it's all about right here, buddy. Look at that. Tell me you don't get any prettier. Well, while Don and I are sitting there celebrating our turkey kills, I hear a vehicle fire up, and here comes old Doug. 2 to 1 shot, buddy.
I was sitting right there. He's from here at school bus from us, just watching him.
You know, I was down to my last day, and y'all, I love turkey breast. In Montana, it's perfectly legal to take 2 gobblers in 1 day. Doug, that's Doug. Hey, Doug has just pretty much took it to this property and turned us loose, and he knows this area like the back of his hand, and I really so much appreciate you just hanging with us, and Travis Anderson now taking over Powder River Outfitters. Well, the moral to this story is the school bus gobblers got their education with a 1-shot double from Old Bella. Well, here are the tips and tactics to this hunt. First and foremost, when you come out west, have you a good set of optics. You're gonna be glassing from a long distance. Then you gotta figure out how to play the terrain to get around in front of the turkeys. Also, bring a variety of calls, but remember, high-pitched, raspy, loud calling seems to close the deal. You know, this year, bringing it all to you is one of the toughest years I've ever seen for a turkey season. Even though we were successful, Don and I have had to work for it. And why I say that, there's no give up in us. It's hard to believe this is the last show of the year. A special thanks to all the landowners, the outfitters, and all the friends that we made along the way out here this year at Dominator 365.
Is to a turkey hunting celebration at the Baldy's event.
And I'm Phillip Vanderpool, and thank you for joining us on Dominator 365. Hey, we'll see you back in September, where it's game day every day.
Alongside host, Phillip Vanderpool.
Montana, 3 years ago, buddy. Woo! Living the dream, baby, right here. The young bull and the old bull.
Dominator 365 Web TV gives viewers real-time tips and tactics to be successful. How to decoy. How to rattle in bucks. How to stay scent-free, and most of all, how to tag out.
Why we do it right here?
15.
Follow the series on Facebook. Click like on the Dominator 365 fan page and experience it all for yourself. This is not where the story ends. This is where the new journey begins. It's game day. Every day.